Hello, good morning. So we are live. Uh, I am just trying to check if I should keep the phone horizontal or vertical. I think horizontal is better. Let's bring this down a bit. If you are online and watching this, let me know how is the audio, video. Uh, yeah, I think it's quite clear. Okay, so let's start. In today's session, as the title shows, we are talking about how Meipaadam rewires the brain to understand Karlakattai or Mudgar better. Okay, so we are mainly going to talk about what is known as proprioception. There are already 7 parameters of fitness which I have talked about in my previous videos in much detail. But this, I just want to take some time to explain proprioception and how Meipaadam is crucial and how proprioception, the development of proprioception and the way in which Meipaadam does it completely changes the game how you practice Karlakattai and Mudgar. Now, what is proprioception? Proprioception is the sense that allows you to perceive the position and movement of your body in space without relying on your vision. Okay, so for example, let's say I'm doing a simple Meipada movement. It's going to look simple, but if you're a beginner, trust me, it's going to be challenging. So let's say I'm doing this movement. I can do it quite effortlessly, okay, on both sides, right and left, right? But I have seen the people who are complete beginners, so the proprioception is not so good because of lack of exercise or lack of um, good kind of exercise. What they end up doing is that this movement they'll end up doing like this, or their arm will hit their own body, okay, or they will, instead of moving front and back, they will move on the sides. That's because the sense of proprioception is not good. So you don't know, you don't know how your arm is moving and what is the position of your arm, that it is supposed to move like this. But for a beginner whose proprioception is not good, the arm ends up hitting the body. Okay, and this I'm talking about movement with, it's the arms are empty, it's just body movements. Now imagine when you have a Karlakattai or Mudgar, and if your proprioception is not good, what you will end up doing most of the times is it's possible you'll end up hitting yourself. Okay, so um, proprioception helps you to develop balance, coordination, and fine motor skills. So when we are talking about being able to do movements which involve like opposite limbs, like something like this, let's say, or something like this, yeah, this is called fine motor skills. So without the practice of Meipadam, your development of fine motor skills will not be so good. And in the beginning, and also that is one point. I have also seen that many coaches who start Karlakattai or Mudgar for their students, they start with a weight like 4 or 5 kgs, which is very heavy for a beginner. So in the beginning, the stress should be on developing fine motor skills, and then the stress should shift on being able to lift heavy. But if your fine motor skills in the beginning are not good, trust me, you will end up injuring yourself with Karlakattai, and that's how many people start feeling aches and pains because they don't know the correct way to train. And that's why we do not train in Karlakattai or Mudgar without training for a few months, uh, only Meipaadam. Okay, so also as I said, starting with a weight like on many platforms, the by default The starting weight is 4 or 5 kgs, which is, as I said, is a very incorrect weight for beginner. I have seen in my teaching, when we calculate according to the body weight, when we calculate the proper weight for women, it always comes to something around 2 kilos, and for men, something between 3 to 4 kilos. So, women starting with 4 kilos and men starting with 5 kilos is not going to be helpful. As I said, it is not going to be helpful with developing fine motor skills, and that is just going to slow down your learning. Okay, now when it comes to proprioception especially gets damaged, or it becomes worse in case if you have problems like arthritis, injuries, and neurological problems. So I said three things here. Remember, arthritis. That's why we have such a high success rate when it comes to Meipaadam, with respect to reversing any issues related to arthritis, whether it's osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. I'm talking about reversing, I'm not talking about curing. Okay, there is a difference. So that's why I'm using what I'm saying, using my words, what I'm saying very responsibly. Second is injuries. And I think I have explained this quite a lot in even all the hundreds of free demos I have done. Is that in this system of Meipaadam in ancient times, it was used to heal injuries. It was used to heal injuries, whether they were physical or even emotional injuries, especially for warriors when they came back from the war. And that's why it is still helping to heal injuries, Meipaadam movements. Third thing, as I said, neurological problems. So if your proprioception gets worse, it is these three reasons are like mainly responsible. Arthritis, something like arthritis, injuries, neurological problems, and that's why again we have such a I will say unprecedented rate of success when it comes to reversing neurological problems with Meipaadam than anything else that I have experienced. In case you haven't known, I myself had multiple sclerosis, which is autoimmune neurological disease, which I reversed completely with Meipaadam. So proprioception, understand that before you start your Karlakattai, Mudgar, you need to develop good proprioception. You need to understand, you need to have a good sense how your arm is moving, where it is, without even looking at it. So proprioception does not rely on vision. I don't need to look at my arm to see that whether it goes correctly behind my back. That comes automatically and even unconsciously if you have a good proprioception. Proprioception also helps you to have very good sense of your environment and the changes in your surroundings, and that's why this is like building sensitivity, and that's why this was the foundation for teaching all martial arts, because when practicing martial arts we have to have a good sense of what is going on in the environment and surroundings. So traditional martial arts, it doesn't matter what system it is, whether it's Indian system, whether it's Chinese system, or from any other part of the world. Traditional martial arts systems will have their own foundational system, which is like this. So for Silambam, we have Meipadam. Like that, other ancient systems will have their own system of Meipadam, right? So I hope you understand why proprioception, developing good proprioception is so crucial for your practice of Karlakattai on Mudgar so that you don't get injured. Now, uh, some parts of proprioception that are not known is that it is not only about the position and movement of your body, but it is also about developing the understanding of force, effort, and heaviness. So that's why what happens when we don't have understanding of this, we'll end up using heavier weights than we should. And that's when the injuries happen. So proprioception is not just, as I said, it's not just position and movement of your body. It is your understanding of your surroundings. It is your understanding of heaviness, how heavy you're lifting. It is the understanding of your efforts, and it is the understanding of force, right? Okay, so I hope we understood proprioception, and as I said, it helps with balance, coordination, fine motor skills, which we all start to lose. It all starts to degenerate as we start to age, right? And that's what makes Meipaadam so crucial. And when I give you this example of, people not beginners not being able to follow movement like this, or movements like this where they end up hitting their own body incorrectly. I'm not talking about old people, I'm not talking about people who are in their 60s, I'm talking about people who are in their 30s and 40s. Okay, so as I promised, let's do uh, free class. We'll do it for like 20 minutes. Let's keep it simple. And you can practice with me or even use this session later for your practice. So I'm going to focus on such movements, little challenging movements, but they're still very simple. Okay. Okay, so let's start. As usual, we start with salutation. Arms up, hands up in Namaskar Mudra. Step with your left foot forward and right knee on the floor. Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. Touch the ground 3 times. Now get into alignment. Alignment, I have explained this very important point in my previous videos and previous free sessions that I have done. Your tailbone needs to be tucked in. Your knees have to be soft, like there has to be this micro bend in the knees soft and bouncy. Shoulders relaxed, absolutely relaxed, heavy, and shoulders slightly pulled back. So chest out. Okay. Okay. So let's start movements. Arms at shoulder level. One, two. One, two. Notice I'm bringing both arms at shoulder level. I'm bringing both arms at shoulder level. I'm adjusting my body in such a way that I'm able to bring both arms at shoulder level. Continue. Okay, relax. Moving on to next movement. So each arm is going to start the movement from same side. So my right arm is also going to start from left side. Left arm is also going to start from left side, but one after the other. Okay, so now this side. Make sure you're not holding your breath at any point. Breathe at your own pace, very natural, regular breath. So, as usual, we are doing 108 repetitions of each movement. But if your alignment is correct, you're not going to feel them as 108. Continue. 110, sorry, 108. Next movement, let's do a nice twist. Arms loose, heavy, relaxed, shoulders pulled back. Remember, knees are soft, do not lock your knees, and just twist your body. Whichever side I'm twisting, I'm lifting slightly the opposite heel up. 108. Next movement, 1 and 2. So, in front of your body and then behind your back. In front of your body and behind your back. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Continue. Continue, continue. Sorry, someone at the door. 85, 86, 87, 88. 108. Okay. So let's end the session with a very simple movement, which is not a movement, uh, of proprioception, for developing proprioception. Okay, so follow my instructions properly. The distance between your feet is going to be lesser than hip width. So inside, feet inside, falling inside your hips. Knees soft, micro bend in the knees, shoulders relaxed and heavy, shoulders pulled back, tailbone is tucked in. Remember, throughout the session, tailbone was tucked in. Uh, no other way about it. Okay? Arms here by the side. We are going to close our eyes and we are just going to shift the weight on the toes and then on the heels, on the toes, on the heels, without lifting toes or heels. Just shift your weight. Feel your weight more on your toes, feel your weight more on your heels. If you're doing this correctly, your body is going to swing right from your ankles. Many people, when they are not able to, when they don't have balance, coordination, and then good proprioception, they will end up swinging from their hips, which is incorrect. Okay, so let's do this together for a few breaths. Close your eyes, shift your weight on your toes, feel your weight on your toes, feel your weight on your heels. Mindful, don't end up losing balance. Okay, I think I had got disconnected for some time. I hope it was, it continued. Uh, Anyways, open your eyes. We are ending the session with salutation. Arms up in Namaskar Mudra, stepping with right foot in front, left knee on the floor, Mata, Pita, Guru, Deva. Touch the ground 3 times. Okay, so that was a simple session and explanation about proprioception, the role of proprioception in learning Karlakattai and Mudgar. Uh, if you have any questions, let me know, post here. There seems to be some problem. The session is going well on YouTube, but I think some disturbance happened on LinkedIn. I can't see the comments. I think let me turn this like this. Yeah, now I can see the comments. Okay, good. Nitin, good. Girish, hi, Girish. Anita Hari, hi, I'm Malaysian and would like to know more about this. How can I contact you, please? Uh, Anita, so you can WhatsApp my team on 8278816690. But even if you're watching this on YouTube, my email is there. The information, contact information is there. So you can WhatsApp on this number or you can just email me. So my contact details are there on all the social media handles. So as I said, one of my students, she said that everyone likes Karlakattai, Mudgar. It's dramatic. It has got a swag. But Meipaadam is the real work. That's the foundation. It's the real work. Okay. So those of you who are interested in learning Meipaadam, we have the next batch starting 21-week course on Meipaadam is starting from 27th July. We also have regular online classes going on for Meipaadam for beginners. The purpose of 21 course was that some people are just not able to have that kind of commitment to attend 4 live classes every week, morning or evening. So that's why I introduced this 21-week course where there will be only one live class on the weekend on Saturday, and then students will get 2 recordings each week. So basically 3 recordings, one recording of the live class itself and 2 more extra recordings released during the week. So 3 recordings each week. So that's 21-week course. But if you are interested in putting more hard work, learning faster, you are able to commit more, then just join the regular monthly class, which is 4 live classes every week. All this information is there on my YouTube. So you can get in touch with me. And then we have level 2 Karlakattai course starting from next month. And then we have level 3. This is for the first time this year. We are introducing level 3, which is going to be steel clubs and Gada. We are going to work with steel clubs and Gada. Right, so that is also starting next month. That is also going to be 21-week course. And apart from that, we have regular live online classes going on for Karlakattai. So I hope you found this session useful. Please watch the first 10 minutes. I'm explaining a lot of concepts about Meipaadam and Karlakattai. Right? So, yes, looks like the session went on. It was continuous. And feel free to send me any of your questions, feedback about how these YouTube lives are going on. If you want me to cover some topics through YouTube lives, I find this better to teach through YouTube live because it just reduces the hassle of editing videos. I prefer teaching through these YouTube live classes. So, yeah, I hope you have a good weekend, and I really hope you take advantage of our tradition of Meipaadam and Karlakattai for a sustainable and deeper fitness rather than just something superficial and short term. Right? Okay. So, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.